The veteran journalist Esther Ranson has announced she has joined an assisted dying clinic after her battle against lung cancer. The former BBC host is currently being given treatment, but has said she might go to Switzerland if it doesn't work and be killed. Her announcement has reignited the debate with former Minister Kit Malthouse, who co-chairs the all-party parliamentary group on choice at the end of life, claiming he and his fellow campaigners are working towards a majority in the House of Commons. The last time there was a vote, in 2015 in the House of Commons, it was defeated by 330 to 118. I opposed it then, and I will oppose it in future. As a Catholic, I strongly believe in the sanctity of life. Each soul is precious to and loved by God, and it is not for man to extinguish life. Nonetheless, the secular arguments against euthanasia are strong. First, if we were to legalise assisted dying, there would inevitably be a pressure for older people to take the option as they age and feel that they are a burden to their families. This isn't the sort of melodramatic, rapacious relation dropping a subtle hint to granny in a hope of an inheritance, although that may happen. Much more common will be the old person who feels he has become a burden and will serve his family, those he loves, by hastening his end. It's hard to stop this self-imposed pressure, but as long as euthanasia is illegal, the pressure is not there. Second, banning euthanasia does not mean making medical interventions to prolong a life that is coming to its natural end. In our own laws, we have the option of do not resuscitate, of people in palliative care who can be allowed to die rather than artificially and energetically kept alive. There's no need to give care that prolongs life when people are finding their life is drawing to a natural close. And it's always reasonable to administer pain relief, even if that hastens the life. And third, as Lord Sumption has pointed out, there is a degree of fudge in the current system. Euthanasia and assisted dying remain illegal, protecting the vulnerable, but the law has grey areas, and sometimes those who break it deserve and indeed receive mercy. And it seems to me this is a small price to pay to stop the slippery slope. And it is an occasion where the slippery slope is certainly there. It's apparent when euthanasia has been allowed in other countries. And we don't need to look further than some countries near us or similar to us in terms of legal system. In Belgium, they now have ruled that there is no age limited to assisted death, and so children have been killed. There's also the case of Genevieve Lermite. She murdered her 5 children, 4 daughters and 1 son, in 2007. And earlier this year, she was allowed to kill herself. Now, this brings euthanasia in as a substitute for capital punishment, which strikes me as a sinister development. In Canada, we have seen people take the option of assisted death owing to, in part, reasons of poverty or poor living standards. And they've also decreed, as with Belgium, that children can be killed by defining people with adult capability from the age of 12. And in the Netherlands, we've seen young people with having state-sanctioned euthanasia owing to mental health problems. Now, why is this so important? Well, the case is always made for euthanasia when talking about people who are seriously ill, in considerable pain, and are about to die anyway, slightly hastening the end. But actually, if you look at Canada and Belgium and the Netherlands, healthy people who could live long natural lives are taking suicide as a state-provided option. For those who do have diseases that are killing them, palliative care is so important to preserve dignity in death. And this isn't always properly funded or provided, and euthanasia really must not be a money-saving scheme for the NHS. The moral case is strong, the individual soul is important, but the secular arguments seem to me to be determinative for those without faith.